Hello. Hi guys, happy Monday. Trust that all is well with everyone. Trust that you all would have had a relaxing, warm, well not warm because it's real hot right now in Trinidad, but a relaxing, refreshing, mind renewing, body renewing, spirit refueling, soul refreshing weekend. I hope that your Sunday was a fantastic one, that you would have been able to refresh, reset, rejuvenate, recharge your batteries, so that on this blessed Monday you are entering into this new week revived, recharged, rejuvenated, and raring and ready to go. So I hope all is well with you, all is well with your loved ones, those family members, probably those close to you and even those far. And abroad. I just hope that all is well. Everything that pertains to you, everything that relates to you, that all is well, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and otherwise, financially, socially, all is well. I'm hoping all is well. Today, I just want to talk to us a little bit about what takes place after we would have had the disaster. So I know last week, you probably thought to yourself, Lena, you're railing. You're railing, come with a joyful word from me this week. I started off by explaining to us what takes place in different disasters, what happens, what is required of us in the middle of what may seem as a very turbulent, unwelcomed, unpleasant situation. I spoke about volcanoes and earthquakes and other natural disasters that take place and what is required of us if that takes place. To seek higher ground, to hold your position, to take cover, to seek higher ground for both tsunami, both if you're in a situation where you're experiencing a flood. So today I want to talk to us about all that takes place, and I'm sure we know. I know we started off the year and I've been mentioning ever so often the fact that we need to, I don't want to force it on you all, but I have focus my mind on reconstruction, renovation, and deconstruction and different things in my life, whether it be prayer, whether it be my friendships, the people that are in my circle, constructing a healthy and quality circle. I know I would have mentioned that, constructing better systems and routines. I did that for a couple of weeks, and I would have shared my meal prep, different things I would have done and started changing just so that my week could flow better. I have more free time, I have more energy, I have more time to recharge and reset and to pour back into my own cup. So today I really want us to throw our minds to, probably you would have seen it if you didn't experience it. I've never experienced a flood per se, where your house flood out, landslide into your house. I live on a hill. So thankfully I have not, and hope to not ever, had to experience any sort of natural disaster to that degree. The most tumultuous or scary storm that I probably would have lived through, this might date me, Storm Brett. When that took place, I remember putting all of my school books in garbage bags because pressure. Still no flooding there, but it was just very, very heavy wind and rains. And then I think earlier in the 2000s we would have had an earthquake here in Trinidad that was probably the strongest that we ever experienced, well, for me in my lifetime. What I've experienced, buildings, you saw the different cracks and things, but nothing took place with my home, thank God, and that of my neighbors, thank God. But we know if we throw our minds or remember some country, or remember, let's say, what Ivan did to Grenada and what the earthquake did to Haiti, we know what takes place and what it looks like after. I really want to encourage us today. No, I don't have a verse today. I am in this spa and literally recording this at this point in time. So I know you're probably looking for me to flip something, but I want to encourage us today that even though, and I want to reiterate and throw in our minds back to probably 2 weeks ago, and I spoke about avoiding contamination, avoiding trying not to let what takes place and what is going on around you to contaminate what is on the inside of you. I think I remember mentioning to you making kombucha or making tepache, that the aim is for what is in the bottle to do what needs to be done to make the brew that you are making, and not allow things from the outside that could cause mold and to cause it to smell bad and to go bad where you have to throw away the whole thing because it's no longer useful. I want to remind us that even though disasters, circumstances, situations can take place around us, I remember saying to us last week that perseverance talks about going through unpleasant, difficult situations, but not experiencing wear and tear, not experiencing total breakdown and mashup because of what you would have gone through. I want to re-emphasize this week that we don't allow the disaster, and it could be devastating, divorce, loss of a child, loss of a job after how much of a years they lay you all off. I remember just last week, a member of church after working for however long mentioned that they laid off 75% of the staff for 3 months. They send them home because they're not making, the company not making the amount that they usually make or whatever. And I just thought to myself, how are you as a man to go home and tell your wife, hey, this is what happened today? And you have a child to mind, you have bills to pay, possibly mortgage or rent, and you home for 3 months because your job say whatever. Disaster. Didn't prepare for it, didn't plan for it, could say no thanks if I had the choice. And my encouragement for us today is that though these things may take place, don't allow the rubble from the flood and all the debris that would have washed down, all the things that would take place. I mean, throw your minds back to if you would have experienced a natural disaster, if you would have seen on television what takes place during a hurricane, or the aftermath of the disaster, the aftermath of the hurricane, the aftermath of the flood, the aftermath of the tsunami, the devastation, the loss. I am encouraging us that though these things comes with it and may happen during the period, and you may experience these negative things, I am praying that we don't end up in a situation where you, the individual, feel as if all is lost. I can't do anything. I can't move from here. I can't start over. I just can't. And you feel like all hope is gone, all is lost. I lost my house in the marriage. I lost my vehicle. I only have visiting rights for the children. They lay me off in work, and so I no longer have the job security. I no longer have the salary coming in that I was using for my me time and my self-care and to pay my bills and to pay my car loan, and I don't have all these things, and I feel as if everything was taken from me during this disaster. When I think about the two scenarios where fishermen were on a boat experiencing battering from waves and winds and rains, one of them, Jesus was asleep in the boat. The other, somebody was where they wasn't supposed to be, being disobedient to God, Mr. Jonah. In both scenarios, the individuals on the boat was doing everything to preserve their lives. So they were throwing away the things that they had on their boats, all the cargo, everything that was in excess that they thought would have, if we throw this out, this could save us. Let's throw off all these things. And they were doing that. I am praying and asking that we prayerfully make up in our minds that even though, because life does be life, and as I usually say, and things, unexpected things do happen that we don't ever plan for, that even though these things take place, that you will not lose consciousness of the fact that God is still sovereign. God still sits on the throne. Not only is he there sitting, he's also not unaware of what is taking place with you, and the fact that he has allowed this to happen. Because when we think of the story of Job, and you could probably read the first couple of chapters where the devil was going around looking for somebody to terrorize, and God gave permission. God gave permission, because the devil with his fast, fresh self thought that he could have told God, yeah, this boy and he's serving you, this boy and he worshiping you, he only this faithful because he not experiencing none of these things, and everything's secure, he rich, he righteous, he have all the things in the world, all is well in his family, all is well in his marriage, all is well in his livestock and his servants, because all is well, he is doing such a good job at serving you. And God said, well, all right, take all the things. Take all the things. And when, even though all of those things went, the enemy still came back and said, let me touch your body. And God said, you have permission to do that, but don't take his life. So God sometimes allows certain things. And I mean, sometimes you want to just tell God, yeah, what now? I beg. Somebody else, not me. Try and don't throw me in the ring to say, well, yeah, I'm sending out my champion for you. Please don't call my name. You just want to tell God that sometimes. But I just want to encourage us. Back to my encouragement today. I want to encourage us that even though you may be in the ring and everything might be upside down, all how, even your friendships, because when we read the story with Job as well, even his friendships were in turmoil. I remember telling us in another devotional when I was speaking about quality friendships, quality of a circle, that Job told his friends, you all are horrible encouragers, you all are horrible mates, horrible. If I was in this situation, this is what I would have done. I would have brought you words of comfort. I would have done this, that. But this, what all you're doing here, absolutely horrible. And I just want to tell us that even though God may allow the enemy to touch everything from your marriage, your health, your finances, your friendships with individuals, that if all of those things happen to be under attack, your relationship with your children not going well, you're not physically well in your body, even though these things are happening, please let us, taken from Job's example, always maintain a posture of worship. Always maintain what your brand is. I remember a friend saying recently, because another friend of mine said, this is Melina. And the other person who heard it said, because of who you are and your brand and what they know you to be, they, without even being told, knew that this was you. And I want us to make up in our minds. My friend Arlene has been saying to us recently in her women's seminar, y'all, if you all missed the last one, please look out for the other one. That was yesterday. So she's been saying to us that knowing who you are determines how you function. So whether you are in ill health, God forbid, finances not going well, God forbid, things not going well in your marriage, God forbid. Things not going well in your relationships with your friends, your family members, your external family members. Everything is not rosy, the sun is not shining, it's just looking very gloomy where you are. Please maintain your brand. Maintain that even though the battering, the earthquake, all of those things taking place and may be happening around me and may have left devastation when it left, certain things have broken down, reconstruct. Certain things are damaged and need repair, deconstruct. Certain things are totally, because in the case of a tornado, I've seen some videos where tornadoes, you whole house gone, whole, everything, whole, pick up and removed and planted somewhere else. Renovate, construct, deconstruct. Make the necessary changes, but ensure that you, in here, at the end of the day, is preserved, is whole, is still the individual after the fact, after the devastation. And should there be a case of, well, the house is not the same, the landscape is not the same, no problem, because this, I mean, after depending on certain sicknesses, you get a stroke, and one side of you completely dead, you lose all the muscle because this hand not functioning, God forbid, and you're just left with one fully functioning side, or you don't speak the same way. Sometimes, based on the level of devastation, you don't come out looking the same way. When Jacob was wrestling with that angel, he came back out with a limp. And so sometimes, because of the devastation, we don't always, and I'm hoping and I'm praying also, may this be, as it come to my mind at this point, the next part of my conversation, the next part of my encouragement, that even though this negative, devastating, catastrophic thing would have taken place, come out changed, but come out changed for the better. Come out knowing, having greater knowledge, like the things that the decisions, the things that I would have done, situations, circumstances, the knowledge, the understanding, the wisdom that I have right now, I would do certain things differently or make better choices, or do, like I was telling my son the other day, like he's choosing subjects based on the profession that he wants to do, and I told him, I said, like, I started listening to, looking up and reading, as I always do, different things pertaining to my profession, and then I saw physiotherapy, and I said to myself, if I had done that right after cosmetology school, I think I would have wanted to do that then, like going through the whole degree and all of that. I was just like, if I had only known, I probably would have done physiotherapy, done it with my cosmetology, because I've been adding to my portfolio, been adding to my resume, been adding. So I wasn't always doing massages, I wasn't always doing facials, I wasn't always doing spa pedicures and manicures, I wasn't always doing certain things. And so I've added things along the way. But if I had the knowledge that I have now, I would have done certain things earlier. I would have done different things at different points in time, So I'm just saying, make sure that even though the devastation and the catastrophic situation may have taken place, may be taking place, and it is leaving you with rubble around and things, make sure that don't take place on the inside here. Make sure that even though that is taking place on the outside and you might have some cleaning up to do, ensure that here is not contaminated and destroyed. And ensure that after it, even though you have to renovate, deconstruct, construct certain things, that you are a much better person afterwards. That even though the face of what the original structure doesn't look the same. The original person doesn't look the same. The original, your original, what you would call your personality traits is not the same, because you're before, when you was a yes person, sure, no problem, wanting to please everybody person, now you have boundaries. That's okay. And that is healthy. And so if after the devastation, if after being burnt by a particular friendship, if after being burnt and devastated because of a situation, you are now a person who does more self-care, ensures that you pour back into your own cup, set boundaries. Saying no is a full sentence. You have these things, you've learned these things, you've applied these things, you are applying these things now, then yay. Thank God for Storm Brett. Thank God for Ivan. Thank God for whatever you want to label it as. Because now I am better for it. Now my brand truly represents who I want to be. Now I am a more polished, better version of myself. So I just want to do a part 2 of last week. And I know, like I said, you probably would have thought to yourself after listening to last week, well, all right. Well, okay, Melina. So what are we doing with this? And it might have left you thinking about your particular storm, tornado, tsunami, whatever you want to call it. I just want to encourage us. If you don't remember anything else, my encouragement is ensure that even though the devastation would have taken place, that you are not destroyed. And ensure that after it, the person that comes out, the refurbished individual, the reconstruction, deconstruction, renovation that would have taken place because of the aftermath of the storm, the disaster, that you are a better person, that you are a better version of yourself, that you operate with more wisdom, you do your friendships differently, you're more concerned and more wise, and you use more insight, and you seek situations to be on the offensive rather than the defense. Let me prep in just in case. Let me have better systems and routines. Let me do this better. Let me not engage in conversations that at the end will just leave me riled up and it would not have added anything to my life. Let me avoid conversations that only lead to gossip and not lead to building up of me personally. So I just want to encourage us as I close that yes, these things will happen in life. Yes, these things will take place, but even after you come out from underground because the tornado would have passed, or you come out from underneath the table because all the tremor and the shaking would have finished from the earthquake, and you look around and you realize, wow, this was devastating. This was painful. This was unpleasant. This was awful. Take a minute and just thank God that, first of all, you still have life. Which we should do after any disaster, and we realize, wait, now we walk out of this. Thank you, Lord, that I have life. Thank you, Lord, that I did not lose all of myself in the midst of this. Thank you, Lord, that I was not taken up with the wind and the wave, and the water flood didn't wash me away. I am still here, and so now I have the opportunity to clean up, to renovate, to construct, to deconstruct, to refurbish my surroundings, my life, and to make that better. After I went to Grenada, after Ivan, long after, and let me tell you, my country, which I was not born in, I claim full ownership of that beautiful Spice Island by heritage, because my mother is Grenadian. And I went to Grenada, and I was in such awe of the resilience and the beauty of the island after they would have gone through such a catastrophic storm. I know I'm just repeating the same thing over, but I want to harp on the fact that even after the disaster, please, please be a more beautiful, resilient, polished, refurbished version of yourself. That's that I just want to leave us with that. Please be a more refined, refurbished, reconstructed, renovated, deconstructed version, but a version that after you clean up and you throw away all the rubble, you're a better version of yourself. Please be a better version of yourself. Somebody would have said things that would have devastated you, hurt you, cut you to the core. Make sure that based on your experience, you know what? I am going to do my friendships, my relationships, how I deal with people, the things that I say to people, the things that I let come out of my mouth. I am going to pay more attention to that and ensure that when I speak, my words are light and it brings joy and it brings healing and it brings restoration rather than devastation, hurt, pain. Let that be the more refined, refurbished version of you. So I am just saying, yes, the disaster, yes, the turmoil and the confusion and everything negative will take place. Yes, it might leave us in total devastation, everything broken down, everything mashed up, everything just flat, and we have to rebuild. Please rebuild a more refurbished, refined, polished, influential, and yes, be influential, because that devastation you could help somebody else with. So I just want to encourage us that after the aftermath, and we would have walked around and realized, oh, this is what really take place and happened to me here. Thank God that you have life and you now have the opportunity to build your brand. Build, you know, when, and this is my last statement, when companies want to change their logo or change the colors for the company and to change things, they call it rebranding. And if the brand that you had before, the one that you come out now, rebrand after it, rebrand. Say if I had to do this over, these are the things that I'm going to do. These are the choices that I'm going to make. These are the conversations that I'm going to engage in. This is what my friendship's going to look like. This is what I want to be to my friends. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to help somebody overcome. Let the rebrand. Reintroduce yourself to yourself, if need be. Set boundaries where there were none. If at the end of it, this is what we have, please rebrand and be a beautiful, beautiful oasis that others could come to and be refreshed. That is my closing remarks. Have a good week. It's almost 30 minutes and I don't want it to be. Didn't plan on it being that. Have a blessed week. Please be safe. Please come to Beauty with Grace Salon and Spa. Looking forward to touching your faces, touching your body. For want of a better word or better words. So looking forward to seeing you at the spa. Looking forward to seeing you another Monday. Thank you for sharing, those of you who do. Thank you for looking and always coming on and checking in on a Monday. All those of you that do, I really do appreciate you all. Love and blessings. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Farewell.